Now OTT means over the top. It goes over the top of your device. It goes over the top of your set-top box. It's a new thing. For example, like Netflix and Tonton and Hulu and all that. And the way they deliver it for the consumers is as VOD, which is subscription video on demand. Basically, you subscribe monthly, weekly, yearly, and then there's TVOD, that's transaction video on demand, which is pay-per-view. One transaction you pay. And then there's AVOD, advertising video on demand. Usually means that there's advertising that you don't have to really pay for subscription because then you have to watch all the advertising. Okay, and then there's also online social media. So you've got 3 ways of watching this, right? Of which industry has gone into social media, like Vice, like BuzzFeed, of course like YouTube and Dailymotion and Vimeo. Generally, industry VOD is advertising video on demand, right? And also there's also UGC. UGC means user-generated content, which, you know, there's a lot of videos out there of your cat riding a skateboard, of your dog running around chasing the neighbor. That's the one there's a lot of videos out there, as you know, right? And they also don't just go on YouTube, they go to all the WhatsApps and Instagrams and Facebook and stuff. And generally this is also advertising video on demand. Okay. So you've got something more traditional and you got something newer. Okay? And now most of us are still here on the left hand side. But everybody else is moving to the right. So what you've got is, if you see down there, is on the left is usually a concentrated mass in terms of demographics. Going to a dispersed long tail, meaning that you have the videos of cats on skateboards. I don't mean to try to talk about skateboards like that. I'm sure there are more than cats riding on skateboards. Just to give you the illustration, that there's not a lot of people watching cats on skateboards, but there could be a lot of videos on them on YouTube because they are part of the long tail, right? Now, these guys on the left can't do long tail. You can't put cats on skateboards on broadcast TV because we have to broadcast as many people as we can. So it has to be a general channel where you can be more specific on towards the right. Now, so the question then is the trends, right? The trends that we need to know. This is the trends. OTT streaming is increasing. As I said, it was moving to the right. As you can see, the OTT is the orange one, the streaming, there's SVOD, subscription video demand. SVOD is actually increasing, whereas pay TV is flattening out or even going lower. The reason why it's straight out there is because of China. China's pay TV is still holding on strong. But SVOD is coming out, that's Netflix, that's iFlix, that's Hulu, that's View for you, right? So the money is going there. And now, they've already more than doubled the consumer base. And the next one is the one that will get all of us excited as producers because these OTT guys are realizing that they need more and more local products to become bigger. That's why Netflix is going big into local productions, so is iFlix. So therefore, we need to be in a position to provide originals, right? And companies like Netflix and iFlix, they are used to be platform aggregators, so they've now become content makers, right? So now these people with a lot of money now, so let's make content as well. As well as people like HBO and Disney, which say that they also want to go to consumers because they can't bear to see Netflix making all this money. So Disney has moved all their content out of Netflix and decided to launch Disney Plus soon. And HBO Go has already gone direct to consumers. So we've got studios also going direct to consumers. What this means to all of us is actually bigger content budgets. There's bigger content budgets out there, but you need to produce something on that level that they like to see. Which also means, sad to say, for a company that I'm working for, pay-to-air, pay-TV linear is decreasing. Okay? Now in the US, more people now pay for streaming than they pay for linear pay-TV. There are more people paying for streaming. In fact, the ad subscription revenues are declining, as I mentioned earlier. It's really, it's a pressure on what you call the traditional investors of content. They do not have as much money as last time. So what we have is a phenomenon here. I don't know what you can see. I didn't realize we lower the screen, but cord cutters. What are cord cutters? Cord cutters are people who used to have a subscription. They're cutting the cord. No more subscriptions because I can watch everything on YouTube or online. I'll make a new subscription with a smaller place. For example, just came out, there are 33 million US cord cutters in the US, 3 million cord cutters in the US as of last year, which is a 32.8% year-on-year percentage, which is like, okay, that's big. People are cutting cords, right? And 36% of European households say they will totally drop linear TV in just 2 years' time. 36%. And these are people that are younger households. And then there's of course the cord shavers. These are the guys who say, I don't want a big subscription anymore, I want a smaller subscription. They shave their cord. So people call it skinny bundling, so you bundle just 5 channels together and you sell them. You don't have 200 channels anymore, that the business is going down. And then you have cord nevers. These are guys who don't even have a cord. Like my kids, they don't really care for subscriptions. Unless it's the new one, like Netflix, Netflix. So that's what they will go for. So for producers out there, I think it's time for us to manage our expectations. Where is the flow of monies and budget? The reason I'm bringing this up is because a lot of producers come up to me and say, how come TV3 in Media Prima hasn't increased your budget? How come you're still paying the budget like last time? Well, look at this. Where's the money going to, right? So of course, if you want higher budgets, you got to find where the players are, the one that have the higher budget. Of course, with that come higher expectations. Now, predicting the future, as I've seen, social media platforms are now also making the big moves. Okay? For example, Facebook. Facebook is, you think that, okay, Facebook is not Netflix, but guess what? Facebook is exclusive broadcaster for the EPL in Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, and Laos. It's like Facebook is a broadcaster, right? And they're also the exclusive free-to-air broadcaster for the Champions League in South America. And this is just their experiment. Can you imagine the experiment is on the Champions League? You know, and it makes me like, oh, I experiment on an Indian film. They experiment on the Champions League to see whether it works or not. And Amazon, which is, as you know, is an e-commerce company, they're live streaming EPL in the UK, in the hometown of EPL, they're live streaming it. And they're also already live streaming the US Open Tennis and the NFL, the National Football League, the American football, with something called an advertising and purchase behavior analytics. What it means is that if you are watching the US Open in the Amazon world, Prime Video, you actually click on something that they sell you to buy like a skateboard. And when you buy it, right, they will know exactly who you buy, who's buying the skateboard, where is the skateboard going, what is the demographic. Advertisers love that. Broadcast TV can't do that. There's no way we can do that, but these guys can. So I would dare to say that if last time free-to-air and pay TV had millions to spend, OTT has billions to spend, as you know, I think the social media will have trillions to spend. So the money is going to go there. So the smart ones will probably do good to actually go and talk to Facebook and Amazon right now, because they're going to be the next big players. So for us then, how do we make sense of all of this, right? Because for all we know, our content revenue sources will come from cinema, from public screenings to the big screen, right? Or in the small screen, right? We know that there are other things that we can sell. For example, okay, I'm talking about rights, right? We can sell transactional rights, pay-per-view rights. We can sell something called EST, which is electronic sell-through, which is actually by is transactional on mobile, right? So that's for something like iTunes and telcos. So these are different rights. So you have a film. You don't just sell cinema. You can sell cinema. You can sell productions. You can sell DVD. You can sell EST. You can sell, of course, SVOD. Netflix. You can sell AVOD, right? You can sell pay TV linear back to Astro maybe. You can sell FTA linear back to TV3 in Malaysia. You can sell iVOD, but it's only in America. It's more of a rental thing. You can sell in-flight. You can also sell DVD, VCD if anybody wants to buy it, right? So these are different rights. So when you have a film that you have sitting with you, right? You have to know that you can carve out all these rights. You can sell all these rights separately and maximize your revenue. You don't just have, I'm going to give everything to somebody and let them deal with it. You have, because they even might not sell all the rights, right? And to make it even more complicated, these rights are even divided by the way it's delivered. They're delivered by satellite, mobile, terrestrial, IPTV, even by cable. So you can actually carve out your rights. I'm selling SVOD on satellite for you, but for you, I'm selling SVOD on IPTV. For you, I'm selling S1 on mobile, so you actually can take 9 things here and times it by 5. You have 45 different rights if you can count it up properly. Right? So stop thinking about, I can only sell to DVD guard at the cinema. That is, the world is way bigger than this. But of course, the thing comes with how much can you sell. Now, if you are talking about exclusivity, your price goes higher. For example, I'll just give to you iFlix. iFlix, okay, I'll take it, but it's just for you exclusive, so therefore, price goes up, right? Or if it's a current show or an older show. First current show fetches more money, older show is less money. And territories, I'll sell to you Mr. OTT, but only for Southeast Asia, then this is how much. But you want the whole world, this is how much, right? And then license period. You want it for a year, 6 months, 2 years, 3 years, 10 years, 15 years, for the perpetual life of the city because I don't care. Also care, right? Or if you want a revenue share, some players want to revenue share. So I'll take it, I can't afford it, but you know what, why don't we go 50-50 or 60-40 or 70-30? So all this is important. The other one is, do you have the technical specifications? This is very important. For us who have always been producing for local broadcasters, sometimes our technical specifications are not the same as what the Netflix and Apple and iTunes all want. They want a totally different set. For example, they want full frame sometimes. They want 4K at least, or even 8K, 16K, 64K. My wife wants a 64K diamond ring, by the way. They want everything. They have external QC. They take our stuff, and because we produce one for Netflix, they take our stuff and they send to their own QC. So sometimes our QC internally is totally different than their QC, and I think you will find this out as you do more of this business. So you realize that, wait a minute, they see more than what we've always seen. They want high specs. They want to make sure that everything's perfect. Even the subtitles need to be sent at them. Even our subtitles for Malay, they will say this is not the right subtitle. How do you know you're American? But they know, right? So the thing is, they have experts with them looking at this, making sure that we deliver the best that we can. So this means that we have to actually deliver the best that we can. So all this comes into your price, and finally, you have the materials, you have promo materials, do you have dubbing done, do you have your scripts done properly that matches the thing, you know, is it complete, you know, is the tech requirements is so high. I think we have a team here from Beach House, Beach House does a lot of stuff for the regional clients, premium clients. So he would have a whole list of tech stuff that we have to adhere to in order to get to that level. Are you guys up for sale, Beach House? Okay, so where do you start? Okay, where do you start really depends on what you're producing. If you're making a big budget Hollywood type film, then you know where to go. Right? If you're making a festival film, then it's a different route. If you're making animation, that's a different route. If you're making a cooking show, that's also a different route. It's not, you just have to take this as a blueprint and as a reference table actually and go like, okay, I need to try this, I need to try this. Also means that you need to get out there and understand and meet all the people who are playing this game. So I give you, since we're all film producers here, I'll give you some case studies of our own. So sorry, this is going to be a slight advertising from Frameworks, but you know what? I got the mic so you can do anything. Okay, so I'm just going to talk about one of our animation that we've done, which is Agent Ali, which is done very, very well in Malaysia, and we've sold it to a lot of places. I'll just play you a little bit of the, can you have the volume? Okay, that's basic. As you can see, the quality of animation is pretty high for a Southeast Asian site, so we're pretty proud of it. If you can get the volume up. No? Is it because it's again? Lift this thing up. Is it 2HDMI? This was in their warehouse in Kuala Lumpur. This is in the warehouse in Kuala Lumpur. So I want to show you how it's done. So basically, this is the woman who goes to look for her husband, right? She actually goes to Hong Kong to find her husband. So this Hong Kong set is in a warehouse in Kuala Lumpur. So basically, you just did all this work on that, make it look good. There's also a jetty in Malacca, but it's actually in Malacca in Kuala Lumpur as well. So yeah, so we kind of tricked everybody here. And then, yeah, so this is a warehouse. Why are we showing trees? Because we are not. We are actually going to the ship, and this is the ship in the warehouse. So basically, the CGI company basically have put a lot of work to just kind of make it look like you're out in the open sea and the deck and all that. So they put in the water. So it's really, really awesome. Yeah, yeah, but of course, maybe with the Sarawak government, we could have a boat next time. A real one. So basically with Pulang, that's been a great journey for us. So the journey has been, what we did was, again, we came up with novels because we thought that this would work. So we've actually done a best-selling novel first, and then we went to cinema. And for this, we straight away went to a global OTT, as you know, Netflix. So it was like very short. So this is what basically we did. Now, I'd like to teach you with another movie that's coming up that we're doing, and it's coming up 29th of August. And it is going to be in the cinemas, and we have 4 great partners in this. It's a mixed martial arts movie. It's people fighting, but drama. It features 2 of Malaysia's hottest movie stars, half naked most of the time. So sorry about the sound, but you get the idea. So this is called Sangka. So that's going to be big for us. So we're really, really hopeful for that. As you notice, this MM2, Bravo Studios, Infinitus, and Astro Shaw. So it's a big first time that all these companies are collaborating together for this movie. So it's going to be a big one. Okay, so back to this. So where do you start? You know, you're going to go like this and go like, okay, okay, I'm going to try and set up all this. Where do you start? As I said, it's networking. It's really networking. It's really going out to places like IFA, to everywhere that you can go where everybody's meeting, all the clients that you got to go there. And just to push a little bit of what we do as well, because we don't just make stuff, we actually go out and distribute stuff. So how we have helped, for example, is we already have a relationship. The sound thing? The video's over. It's sad. This would be better with the sound, but it's not. Okay, let's show you ecosystem. We have relationship, of course, with the cinemas on all the platforms that we talked about. We have existing clients, stakeholders, and brands. We have relationship with them as well. We also have strategy because we've done it, and we've done it where we fail, and we learn from that, and we've done it where we're successful, and we learn from that as well. So we have a windowing strategy, like, okay, for this kind of product, you go here first, you go here first, and that kind of stuff. And because we're part of a big media group, we can support through having all our platforms and publicity to help. And I think most importantly, we have a dedicated team that goes out and push this stuff. So we have everybody, the team that actually goes out around the world and kind of just keeps going to clients and finding out what works. And I think they're here. Lynn is there, Lynn's head of his team. And Reem is his staff. So Lynn, if you can get up, because after this, right, everybody's going to come for you and say, can you help me with my film? She's a person, I just sit up here and just talk, but she does all the work. That's not possible. So for example, we've worked with some stuff that is not ours, like Saladin, and also the movie called Rampit Sampai Langit. Saladin, for example, is owned by MTAC. MTAC is Malaysia's agency, digital economy agency. It's a 9-year-old production. However, under Lynn's team, we have successfully sold it recently to Ali Huda, Muslim Kids TV, Global. My Film is a UK-based channel. Indonesia, Bangladesh, And for repeat sampai langit, even though well, we've sold it to TM, we sold Singapore, a lot of people has taken it. So this is just examples of things that we could do. If, for example, if you have an issue with, or you have crisis support, your partner is not sure what to do with it, I think Lin and Dave can help you figure that out. Just to kind of show you where all the traveling expenses have been around the world. You know, even I haven't gone to all these countries. But yeah, so most of the clients are what we work with regularly. For example, Nippon TV, Nickelodeon, Viacom, AFC, MNC, Netflix, Sinclair Broadcast Group from America, Animuda, Disney, Sinclair, of course, iFlix and View, all that. So these are some of the places that we could go to, and just to illustrate to you, it is bigger than just, because the reason I'm saying this from a Malaysian context is bigger than just TV, ticket and cinema. It's way, way bigger than that. Okay. Thank you.
Right, we are going to open floor for any question Q&A session. If any of you have any questions, you can. This is your chance to drill